Human civilization has always been fascinated with treasure, objects of immense value, both material and symbolic, capable of shaping empires, fueling myths, and rewriting history. Some treasures were lost for centuries before being rediscovered. Others have been preserved with reverence as symbols of culture and power. What unites them is the irresistible human desire to seek, protect, and understand the relics of our past. This video explores the 10 greatest real treasures ever discovered. Treasures of gold, jewels, art, knowledge, and technology that transformed our understanding of history. This is not just a list of expensive artifacts. It is a journey through humanity's most extraordinary finds. 10. The Dead Sea Scrolls, rediscovered knowledge that changed the world. Few archaeological discoveries have had the intellectual impact of the Dead Sea Scrolls, uncovered between 1946 and 1956 in caves near Qumran by the Dead Sea. These ancient manuscripts, over 900 documents, date from the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE, making them some of the oldest surviving texts of the Hebrew Bible. Why they matter. Before their discovery, the earliest known manuscripts of biblical texts were over 1,000 years younger. The scrolls revealed the diversity of Jewish religious life during the Second Temple period, early versions of books like Isaiah and Psalms, texts describing beliefs, rituals, laws, and prophecies. Insights into the Essenes, the likely authors of many scrolls. The scrolls reshaped biblical scholarship, confirming long-standing traditions while also revealing variations that historians never expected. Their rediscovery. The scrolls were first found by Bedouin shepherds seeking a lost goat. Inside a cave, they discovered clay jars filled with brittle parchment and papyrus fragments. Scholars soon recognized the scrolls as one of the greatest archaeological finds of the 20th century. Why this treasure makes the top 10. While not a treasure of gold or jewels, the Dead Sea Scrolls are priceless in terms of knowledge. They transformed our understanding of ancient religion, linguistics, and history. Their cultural and academic value is immeasurable, and their survival through 2 millennia is nothing short of miraculous. 9. The Rosetta Stone, the key to unlocking ancient Egypt. Discovered in 1799 by French soldiers during Napoleon's Egyptian campaign, the Rosetta Stone is one of the most important artifacts ever unearthed. Carved in 196 BCE, it contains the same text written in Greek Demotic hieroglyphics. This made it the ultimate linguistic decoder ring, allowing scholars to finally understand ancient Egyptian writing after centuries of mystery. Why it changed history. For nearly 2,000 years, hieroglyphics had been undecipherable. The Rosetta Stone allowed Jean-François Champollion to crack the code of hieroglyphics, historians to read ancient Egyptian religious texts, legal decrees, and literature, Egyptology to become a serious scientific discipline, its discovery and impact. The stone was found while French troops rebuilt a fort near the town of Rashid Rosetta. After the British defeated the French in Egypt, they claimed the stone and transported it to the British Museum, where it remains today. The Rosetta Stone is not made of precious metals. Its value lies in what it unlocked: the ability to read the thoughts, rituals, and history of one of humanity's greatest civilizations. Why this treasure makes the top 10. Few objects have changed human knowledge as profoundly. It allowed a lost world to speak again. 8. The Treasury of Atreus, the Tomb of Agamemnon. A Bronze Age treasure hidden beneath a hill. Discovered in the late 19th century at Mycenae in Greece, the Treasury of Atreus, also called the Tomb of Agamemnon, is one of the most remarkable architectural and archaeological treasures of the ancient world. Built around 1250 BCE, This monumental Tholos tomb features a beehive-shaped chamber constructed with astonishing precision. What was found inside? Although the tomb had been looted in antiquity, other Mycenaean burials in the region revealed magnificent treasures associated with the same royal lineage, including gold masks, ceremonial weapons inlaid with silver and lapis lazuli, gold cups and jewelry, intricately decorated daggers, and luxury objects imported from Egypt and the Near East. The most famous artifact, initially thought to belong to Agamemnon himself, is the gold mask of Agamemnon, discovered by Heinrich Schliemann. Though now understood to predate Agamemnon by centuries, the mask remains a symbol of Mycenaean power and wealth. Historical significance. The tomb and its associated treasures showed that ancient Greece had a flourishing, sophisticated civilization long before the classical era. It helped confirm that Homer's epics had roots in real Mycenaean history. Why this treasure makes the top 10. It illuminates the world of Bronze Age warrior kings, revealing a civilization rich in art, craftsmanship, and international trade long before classical Greece rose to power. 7. The Lydian hoard, the Karun treasure. A king's fortune lost, then stolen again. The Lydian hoard, discovered in the 1960s in Western Turkey, is one of the most extraordinary collections of ancient art ever found. Dating back to the 7th century BCE, it is believed to be part of the royal treasure of King Croesus, a ruler so wealthy that his name became synonymous with riches. Treasure contents. The hoard consists of 363 pieces, including solid gold jewelry, ornate vessels, ceremonial plaques, silverware, and beautifully carved stone artifacts. These objects display a rare blend of Greek, Persian, and Anatolian styles, reflecting Lydia's role as a wealthy crossroads of ancient civilizations. The incredible story of the treasure. After being illegally excavated, the Lydian hoard was smuggled into the United States and purchased by the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Decades later, after international pressure and legal battles, the artifacts were returned to Turkey in the 1990s. But the story took another twist. Some pieces were stolen again, this time from the museum tasked with protecting them. The thieves replaced originals with fakes before the truth was discovered. Why this treasure makes the top 10. The Lydian hoard is not only a marvel of ancient art, but a dramatic example of how real treasure attracts danger, theft, and international conflict. It reminds historians and governments of the importance of cultural heritage and ethical archaeology. 6. The lost city of Machu Picchu's royal treasures, the hidden wealth of an Incan emperor. While Machu Picchu itself was rediscovered by Hiram Bingham in 1911, the royal treasures of the Inca rulers remain among the most compelling real treasures connected to the site. Machu Picchu was likely a royal estate for Emperor Pachacuti, and the artifacts uncovered there reveal finely crafted gold and silver ceremonial pieces, religious icons dedicated to Incan deities, intricately carved stone tools, pottery, jewelry, and textiles preserved by high-altitude conditions. Why these treasures matter. The Inca viewed gold not as currency, but as the sweat of the sun, making it sacred. The impressive metallurgical skills of the Inca world were underestimated until the rediscovery of these treasures. Although Spanish conquistadors looted much of the empire's wealth, Machu Picchu survived untouched due to its hidden location. Controversy over removed artifacts. Hiram Bingham transported hundreds of artifacts to Yale University for research. After decades of dispute, many items were finally returned to Peru in the 2010s. Why this treasure makes the top 10. These artifacts offer an invaluable look into Incan engineering, religion, and imperial power. They survive as tangible proof of one of the most advanced pre-Columbian civilizations. 5. The Galloway Hoard, the most significant Viking treasure ever found in Britain. Discovered in 2014 in southwestern Scotland by a metal detectorist, the Galloway Hoard is one of the most astonishing Viking Age discoveries ever made. Buried around the 10th century, the hoard contains over 100 artifacts, many of them incredibly rare, what makes the hoard extraordinary. Unlike typical Viking finds that consist mostly of silver coins or ingots, the Galloway Hoard includes solid gold jewelry, elaborately decorated arm rings, gold and silver bullion, a large silver cross engraved with intricate designs, glass beads, silk from the Byzantine Empire, and even fragments of ancient Christian relics. Some objects were carefully wrapped in textiles imported from distant lands, proof of Viking trade networks that reached far beyond Europe. Why it was buried. The hoard was likely hidden during a period of political upheaval in the Viking world. Its owner may have been a powerful warlord, merchant, or religious figure who never returned to reclaim it. Historical importance. The hoard radically reshaped historians' understanding of Viking society. It revealed sophisticated craftsmanship, global trading connections, religious blending between pagan and Christian traditions, and highly organized wealth storage strategies. Why this treasure makes the top 10. The diversity, craftsmanship, and preservation of the hoard make it one of the greatest Viking treasures ever unearthed, shedding light on a culture often oversimplified as barbaric raiders. 4. The Cesnola collection of Cyprus, a forgotten island's ancient wealth revealed. The Cesnola collection, amassed in the 1860s and 1870s by Luigi Palma di Cesnola, is one of the largest and most extraordinary collections of ancient artifacts ever recovered from Cyprus. Cesnola, an American Civil War veteran turned diplomat, excavated thousands of burial sites across the island. Treasure contents: the collection includes gold jewelry, engraved chalices, bronze weapons, limestone and terracotta statues, richly decorated pottery, and intricately carved seals and amulets. With over 30,000 artifacts, the Cesnola collection is a treasure of massive scale. Cultural importance. Cyprus was a melting pot of ancient civilizations: Greek, Phoenician, Assyrian, Egyptian, and the objects show remarkable cultural blending. Egyptian-style amulets made for Greek merchants. Mycenaean pottery redesigned by local artisans. Goddess figurines inspired by both Greek and Near Eastern religions. This treasure gives historians a uniquely detailed view of Cyprus as a crossroads of ancient trade and culture. Controversy. Cesnola aggressively excavated tombs, often damaging or mixing artifacts. His methods are heavily criticized today, but the scale of the collection remains unmatched. Why this treasure makes the top 10. Its size, variety, and cultural depth make it one of the greatest archaeological treasure collections ever assembled. 3. The Tomb of Tutankhamun, King Tut's treasure. The most famous archaeological treasure ever found. Discovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter, the Tomb of Tutankhamun remains the world's most iconic treasure site. Hidden in Egypt's Valley of the Kings, the tomb was almost perfectly preserved, untouched by grave robbers for over 3,000 years. What was inside? The tomb contained over 5,000 artifacts, including the solid gold funerary mask of Tutankhamun, golden chariots, jeweled daggers, statues and shrines, ceremonial thrones, cosmetics, clothing, and food prepared for the afterlife. The famous mask, made of solid gold inlaid with lapis lazuli and turquoise, is one of the most recognizable objects in human history. Why the tomb was so exceptional. Most Egyptian tombs had been looted long before archaeologists could reach them. Tutankhamun's burial site, however, was hidden beneath debris from another tomb, preserving it nearly intact. Impact on the world. The discovery ignited a global fascination with ancient Egypt. Art Deco fashion embraced Egyptian motifs. Museums expanded their Egyptology departments. Films, novels, and pop culture adopted Egyptian themes. Tourism to Egypt exploded. It also provided unparalleled insight into the life, religion, and funerary practices of ancient Egyptian royalty. Why this treasure ranks so high. Tutankhamun's tomb may be the most famous treasure ever discovered, but it ranks #3 here because other historical treasures, though less iconic, hold even greater material and cultural significance. 2. The treasure of the Nuestra Señora de Atocha, the richest shipwreck treasure ever found. On September 6, 1622, during the height of Spain's colonial empire, the treasure galleon Nuestra Señora de Atocha sank in a hurricane off the Florida Keys. The ship was carrying an almost unbelievable quantity of wealth from the New World back to Spain: gold, silver, emeralds, copper, jewelry, and priceless artifacts extracted from colonies in South and Central America. The ship's cargo. When modern treasure hunter Mel Fisher finally discovered the wreck in 1985, after 16 years of searching, the recovered treasure included 24 tons of silver bars and coins, 125 gold bars and discs, thousands of emeralds, some of extraordinary clarity, gold chains, chalices, crucifixes and ornaments, rare navigational instruments, religious artifacts, and royal jewelry. The value of the recovered treasure is estimated at over $450 million, making it the most lucrative shipwreck discovery in history. Why the Atocha's treasure was so legendary. 1. Massive wealth. The ship was part of Spain's annual treasure fleet, transporting the riches of an entire empire. 2. Royal ownership. Much of the cargo was intended for the Spanish crown itself. 3. Centuries of mystery. The exact wreck location remained unknown for 363 years. 4. Mel Fisher's search. Fisher's motto, "Today's the day," became legendary as his team battled storms, funding shortages, and multiple tragedies, including the loss of his son and daughter-in-law during the search. Historical impact. The Atocha treasure transformed the field of marine archaeology. New underwater mapping technologies were developed. Laws governing treasure salvage were rewritten. Museums expanded their understanding of colonial-era trade networks. Why this treasure ranks #2. The Atocha discovery combined vast wealth, mystery, adventure, tragedy, and historical importance. No other single treasure has influenced maritime exploration and treasure hunting so profoundly. 1. The Terracotta Army of China, the greatest archaeological treasure ever found. In 1974, farmers digging a well near Xi'an, China, accidentally uncovered fragments of ancient pottery. They had no idea they were standing above what would become the most extraordinary archaeological discovery of the 20th century. Beneath the fields lay the Terracotta Army, a life-size legion of over 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots, 520 horses, and hundreds more archers, generals, and musicians. Each statue was crafted with individual facial features, hairstyles, armor, and weapons. No two are identical. Who built it and why? The army was created for Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, 221-210 BCE, who unified the warring states and established the foundations of Imperial China. The Terracotta Army was intended to guard the emperor in the afterlife, reflecting ancient beliefs about immortality and the divine role of rulers. The scale of the treasure. What makes the Terracotta Army the greatest treasure ever found is not material wealth, though many weapons were made of bronze and precious metals, but the staggering size, craftsmanship, and ambition of the project. The emperor's full mausoleum complex spans over 21 square miles, most of which remains unexcavated, including the central tomb chamber said to contain rivers of mercury representing China's waterways, a ceiling of pearls resembling the night sky, palaces built to scale for the afterlife. Ancient records describe the tomb as a miniature universe crafted for a god-king. Why it matters. The Terracotta Army revolutionized understanding of Qin dynasty art and warfare, revealed insights into early imperial organization, technology, and labor. Preserved weapons whose metalwork remains scientifically advanced even today became one of the most visited archaeological sites on Earth. The site is so vast and delicate that much of it may remain untouched for centuries to protect what lies within. Why this treasure is ranked number 1. Unlike gold hoards or shipwreck treasure, the Terracotta Army is a treasure of such scale, artistry, and historical significance that it eclipses all others. It is not merely a find. It is an entire lost world, frozen in time, created by tens of thousands of artisans, laborers, and engineers. Its discovery permanently transformed archaeology and deepened humanity's understanding of ancient China. No other treasure combines size, complexity, influence, craftsmanship, cultural meaning, and historical power as profoundly as the Terracotta Army. Why we search for treasure. From shipwrecks filled with gold to lost tombs, ancient empires, and manuscripts that changed our understanding of civilization, real treasures captivate us because they connect the modern world to the deepest layers of human history. Treasures tell stories long forgotten, reveal truths buried by war or time, reshape fields of science and archaeology, remind us that history is still incomplete, and fuel the timeless human instinct to explore. The 10 treasures in this list are not just valuable, they are transformative, altering what we know about humanity and how we see our past. Hidden beneath sand, sea, stone, and soil, they waited centuries or millennia for rediscovery. And each one, whether a vast army of clay soldiers or a shipwreck of emeralds, continues to inspire adventure, curiosity, and wonder. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share for more future videos.